Welcome to Coaching the Coach, the weekly short knowledge cast dedicated to helping senior sales leaders develop a team of masterful sales coaches. I'm John Hoskins, founder of Level 5 Selling. This week's episode will explore research on first impressions that can impact call quality. Experience tells us that most call planning time is spent deciding on discovery questions and company research. But is there something we learn about opening the call from a study by the Dollar Shave Club about dating? That's right, dating. They found that you have 27 seconds to make a first impression on a date. And as Will Rogers said, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. I had a colleague at Xerox in LA who was always one of the top performers. He had a great sense of humor, and when asked why he was so successful, his refrain was, "You gotta look good, smell good, and be on time." Well, it turns out he was right. In dating, to leave positive first impressions, smiling, being polite, smelling nice, being a good listener, and making eye contact are most important. I don't expect that hygiene factors are an issue for most salespeople, and the advent of Zoom selling mitigates that. However, there is more evidence that translates to selling. The average respondent believed they knew 15 minutes into a first date whether they wanted to go on a second date. Could a customer take less than 15 minutes to decide if they will buy from you? I suspect that is so. Similarly, researchers found that the average person claims they'd end a date after 16 minutes if it went poorly. I've observed calls, and early in my career I made a few, that were abruptly ended by the prospect looking at their watch and saying, "Well, thank you, John, that is all very interesting, but I've got to go." This episode's coaching tip is to encourage even seasoned reps to practice and rehearse opening a call. That first 30 seconds and a few minutes beyond could make or break a sale. With it getting harder to be in front of a customer, it's not a good time to be winging it. Investing more time will improve call outcomes, advance buying decisions, and reduce ghosting. Take the time to make a good first impression. If you want to develop your frontline sales leaders as masterful leaders and coaches and need help, please reach out to me at john@level5selling.com. You can subscribe for free to this podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Until next week, remember that great selling requires great coaching. Thank you for listening to Coaching the Coach.